Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are Wisconsin.
Beautiful day for baseball as we welcome you to Miller Park, the finale of a three-game series that's tied 1-1 between Pittsburgh and Milwaukee. The Crew 8 behind first place Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. Very good matchup on the mound between two right-handers, A.J. Burnett and Giovanni Gallardo. Burnett looking for win number 11 with his new team. Yo trying to keep the Crew in the division fight here on this Sunday afternoon. Hi, everybody. I'm Craig Kashan as our coverage of Brewers baseball continues here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. And a big game today for Milwaukee. They can ill afford another loss in this series here to start the second half of the season against Pittsburgh. And these are some of the guys that are trying to keep Milwaukee in it right now that are swinging a good bat, beginning with Ricky Weeks. He is coming alive in his last 23 games, a .284 clip during that stretch while providing runs and run production. Aramis Ramirez has an 8-game hitting streak going, a .351 clip right now, and he's knocked in 7 runs during that stretch. And Corey Hart is Matt Ramirez, also an 8-gamer, but he also has multi-hit games during his 8-game winning streak as well. Just part of the cast of characters for Milwaukee today. This is the finale, the rubber match of the 3-game series. Couldn't have a better matchup on the mound than A.J. Burnett and Giovanni Gallardo. B.A. and Rock talk pitching on the other side for Game 3.
Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is presented by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. By Miller Lite, because when friends come together, it's not just a good time, it's Miller time. By Toyota, when you choose Toyota, you get a lot for less. Toyota. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Just about ready for first pitch here today on a summer Sunday in Milwaukee, and a good pitching matchup. Giovanni Gallardo, he's always been good against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Against A.J. Burnett, he has not been so good against the Milwaukee Brewers. And hi, everybody. We welcome you from Miller Park in Milwaukee alongside Bill Schroeder. I'm Brian Anderson. Great to have you with us today. The Brewers trying to win a series here against the first place Pittsburgh Pirates, currently tied with the Cincinnati Reds. Outstanding pitching matchup today, Rock. One of the best in baseball today. You've got Gallardo, a 17-game winner last year, against A.J. Burnett, who has found new life with the Pittsburgh Pirates this season.
Yeah, and Gallardo has really done a nice job going into the All-Star break. He was about as hot as he could get. His last 6 starts, he's been able to eat up 6 or more innings. Matter of fact, got to go back 13 starts. He's been able to do that. In his 6-start stretch, he's given up only 10 earned runs. You can see 38 in the third innings in that span. And in his last 6, his ERA went from 4.5 to 3.74. So Gallardo, after 9 days, he's going to make a start against these Pirates. And on the other side, A.J. Burnett has really reinvented himself as a member of the Pittsburgh Pirates. 2 bad years with the Yankees. He's won 9 straight decisions. And when you look at his numbers, you look inside his numbers, 38 earned runs this year. 18 of them have come in only 2 starts. He's throwing the baseball well. He throws hard. Very good slider. The Brewers have their work cut out for him today.
Burnett, a 10-game winner, last pitched on Sunday. And the Brewers put the series on the line today, trying to take 2 out of 3 from the Pirates. Cardinals are coming in tomorrow. Work still at hand today against the Buccos. First pitch coming up next on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
You never had it so good.
Sunday baseball at Miller Park, and it is family day here at Miller Park. Gallardo is on the mound and sending his son, Little Yo, away, and the rest of the kids. Dad's got to go to work as Gallardo is ready to face the Pittsburgh Pirates in the final game of this 3-game series, the rubber game of this 3-game set. 9 starts here at Miller Park this year. Gallardo has 3 wins, a 3.38 earned run average, looking for number 4 here tonight or today. Gallardo going after his 8th win of the season. Clint Hurdle, the skipper of the Pittsburgh Pirates, behind that netting, former Rockies manager. His 10th season as a big league skipper, and he is trying to turn this Pirates club around. Right now they're in first place in a tie with the Cincinnati Reds at the top of the National League Central. The Piggly Wiggly batting order for the Pirates. Drew Sutton leads off, then Neil Walker, a couple of switch hitters at the top of the order. MVP candidate Andrew McCutchen hits third. In the middle of the order, it's Garrett Jones, Casey McGee, and Pedro Alvarez. Rod Barajas will do the catching. Jordy Mercer gets his first start at short. And A.J. Burnett will hit ninth, and he will pitch. That's the batting order. Rockdale will face Giovanni Gallardo going after win number 8 of the season this afternoon.
And he's had good success against the Pirates. 7-2, a .223 earned run average against Pittsburgh. He hasn't pitched since July 6th at Houston. That was the first game of that series on Friday. That was 9 days ago. We'll see how that layoff affects Giovanni today.
And let's check the defense behind Gallardo today with Braun, Morgan, and Aoki in the outfield. Around the infield, it's Aramis Ramirez. Jeff Bianchi making his first major league start at shortstop. Then Weeks and Hart on the right side with Martin Maldonado back behind the plate for Gallardo in the Menards Brewers defense. Larry Vanover will call the balls and strikes today. Dan Bellino, Jerry Lane, and Vic Carapazza on the bases. Jerry Lane is the crew chief, the man on the right. And the stage is set on a very warm, sunny Sunday in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Temperatures in the low 90s as we get underway today. Umbrellas for shade, not for rain, although we'd like to see some rain in this area. Good crowd has filed in here. The final game of the set. The Pirates took 2 out of 3 from the Brewers earlier this year. It's only the second series matchup so far this season. Interesting, the Pirates are sporting their black tops here today on a very hot afternoon.
And it could be a little toasty out there for the Buccos. We'll see.
Gallardo's first pitch is in there for a strike, and away we go from Miller Park. Homestand will continue tomorrow. The St. Louis Cardinals are in town. Starts a 3-game series with the Cardinals. And we've talked a lot about this 9-game stretch for the Brewers against Central Division opponents, facing the 3 teams ahead of them in the National League Central standings. Brewers are 1-1 so far in this series. A series win today puts them in a position with the Cardinals coming in to continue to try to climb the ladder, and it's going to take a pretty good run of games here over this 9-game stretch for the Brewers to feel like they are truly back in this race. Starting play today, 8 games out.
And what they have to do is just start winning series. Not worry too much about the 7-8 game winning streaks. Those are difficult to pull off, but particularly at home, if you can take 2 out of 3, get yourself back in the race after not too long.
2-2 to Sutton. And Gallardo just missed. Command always a concern coming out of an All-Star break, and this year the All-Star break 4 days I should say, and that is why Gallardo has not pitched in over a week, and the same goes for most of the starters this first time through as Sutton strikes out, and a good way for Gallardo to start his afternoon.
And a good fastball on the outside corner at 92 miles an hour for Yo. Command and control in the corners a little bit more important than velocity for Gallardo. Good job keeping it down and away.
Here is Neil Walker now, the switch hitter. Walker is putting together a very impressive month of July. He's 3 for 8 in this series, including a 3-run home run against Zach Greinke. Walker's hitting .474 in the month of July.
Yeah, this whole Pirate ball club has been swinging the bats pretty well. Got off to a slow start this year, but lately they've been putting up some runs.
Well, the 2 big bats right now in this batting order, Walker and Andrew McCutchen, hitting 2nd and 3rd in the batting order, both with big months of July. McCutchen has destroyed Brewer pitching in this series. Hit a game-tying home run in last night's game. The Pirates won yesterday. Final score of 6-4 as Walker shoots one past Ramirez. Braun over to cut it off. Walker with a single with 1 out. And that extends his hitting streak to 15 consecutive games. Longest by a Pirate this season. Here comes Andrew McCutchen. Well, McCutchen yesterday had a hit, drove in 2 runs with that home run. Overall in the series, he is 4 for 8 with 2 homers. Has 3 runs batted in. He's walked a couple of times. And a couple of very nice catches in the outfield as well.
Yeah, there's not much he can't do out there in the field. He's got good speed, he'll steal bases, he hits for power, and you got to be very careful early in the count with fastballs, not only to McCutchen, but this whole lineup.
Now McCutchen certainly in the MVP discussion right now in the National League. His numbers bear that out. He is hitting .366 for the season. That is at the top spot in the National League by a pretty good margin as well. Melky Cabrera is second in the league in hitting of the Giants, hitting .353 opening play today.
He's not a big guy either. He's 5'10", 185 pounds, and he packs a punch with that bat. He's got as good a power as anybody. Had a couple of blasts here in this series.
His 20 home runs, second only to Braun in the National League. Braun has 26 to start play today. And getting a great look in this series at 2 of the game's premier players, Ryan Braun and Andrew McCutchen. One and 2 on McCutchen. Over his last 11 games, just to give you an idea of how hot he has been, McCutchen, he has 25 hits in his last 11 games. He's hitting .543. And 6 home runs in those last 11 games with 15 RBIs.
Taking a little bit off that cut fastball, just missed the outside corner.
2 and 2. Walker's at first with a 1-out single. And McCutchen bounces one to Ramirez. The out at second and late with the throw at first. McCutchen has very good speed along with his numerous other skills, and tough to double him up in any scenario.
Yeah, but at least you get 1 out. That was a good pitch by Gallardo. A 2-2 pitch. And McCutchen down on the end just a little bit. He has to hit a bullet at somebody to turn a double play on him. A couple of hops to Ramirez, but they get 1.
So 2 gone. McCutchen, a base stealer at first base, has 14 this year. Although he has not been running all that often in this series, the times he has been at first base.
Man, had an opportunity last night in the 9th inning. On first base with 2 outs. He just stayed put. Didn't even look like he wanted to run.
He's got a home run hitter at the plate in Garrett Jones. McCutchen, 14 steals. He's been caught 4 times this year. It's probably an area that the Pirates would like to see him advance a little bit. I mean, he's on a pace for a 25-30 steal season. He does so many things well, McCutchen. Just the threat of the running game certainly puts that in the back of your mind, and Gallardo will have to change his approach on the mound, his looks to the plate.
A lot of times with a young team, the stolen bases might be there, but they also get thrown out a lot. 48 stolen bases for the Pirates, but they've been thrown out 31 times.
Wow, that's a lot. Jones, a swing and a miss. 1-2 the count on a curveball from Gallardo.
That was an important pitch for Gallardo. That curveball going straight down out of the zone. That's where you want it.
It's a pitching matchup today with Gallardo against A.J. Burnett, featuring very good curveballs. And Jones can't lay off. A swing and a miss. Maldonado secures it at first. And a good start for Gallardo with a couple of strikeouts. Brewers are coming up. A.J. Burnett on the mound for the Pirates. matching up against a pitcher he knows well from his days in the American League, A.J. Burnett. Renick's Piggly Wiggly batting order looks like this today with Nori Aoki, Niger Morgan, and Ryan Braun at the top of the order. Aramis Ramirez, Corey Hart, and Ricky Weeks in the middle with Maldonado, the Yankee, making his first start as a big leaguer, and Giovanni Gallardo rounding it out. A.J. Burnett, Rocky has won 9 straight decisions and has not lost since the 2nd of May.
Yeah, he last pitched on July 8th against the San Francisco Giants. That was 7 days ago. We talked about Gallardo. 9 days between starts. Burnett 7 days, and I think that's going to do well for both of them. I think the layoff is going to help them both. Burnett has been outstanding this year.
A 10-game winner prior to the All-Star break. Burnett's first start of the second half. And the Brewers know they have their work cut out for him the way he's been pitching this year. As Aoki goes down the line, that's a fair ball. That'll tuck into the corner as Aoki is on his way to second with a leadoff double on the first pitch of the ballgame by A.J. Burnett.
Now, that's something the Brewers are going to have to do today. Attack that fastball early in the count. He has a devastating curveball. And if you wait around for that, you're not doing yourself any favors. First pitch, Nori likes it, able to tuck it inside that first baseline. Not a lot of mobility for McGee, and he was in and on the grass looking for a bunt. Good start.
So immediately the Brewers with a runner in scoring position, and now Niger Morgan. See if he's up there to bunt. He is, and he takes a strike from Burnett.
Yeah, Burnett will give you that fastball in the mid-90s. He's got good command of it to go along with the curveball. If he gets that curveball over for strikes, he could be tough, which he's been able to do just about all year.
Traded from the Yankees to the Pirates this offseason. Morgan gets down a bunt, and that is on the line. McGee will make the play. Looked like it might have had a chance to roll foul, but Casey didn't want to take that chance, and it'll be a sacrifice bunt for Niger Morgan. Nicely done.
Take the out when you can get it. McGee wasn't sure it was going to roll foul. If he let it go, Morgan would have been safe. So Niger advances Aoki to third base with Ryan Braun coming up. He thought about it for a second, but figured he better get the out. The fact that it wasn't rolling all that quickly kind of helped McGee make that decision.
So there's Aoki with Braun coming up for the first time. Braun in this series is 4 for 6. Had 2 home runs here on Friday night. All 4 of those hits came Friday. Yeah, he chases one. There's that breaking ball from Burnett. Braun, the National League leader in homers with 26. 64 runs batted in, which is 1 behind Carlos Beltran of the St. Louis Cardinals. Andrew McCutchen right behind Braun with 63 RBIs.
It's one of those spots where Ryan needs to be patient at the plate. Burnett has first base open. And just like the Brewers have to be careful with McCutchen in situations like this, you know the Pirates are going to try to avoid pitching, throwing strikes to Braun in these spots.
And he hasn't thrown one close. 2 balls and a strike. We had Craig Counsell on the broadcast yesterday, and he was talking about Ryan Braun, and one of the elements that he pointed out that Braun is very smart, pitcher by pitcher, or even pitch by pitch, figuring out, because of the experience he has now, what pitchers want to do with him. And this is a perfect example of that, just as you pointed out, Rock, that Burnett might be content to see if Braun can get himself out here. 2-2 the count.
And that process doesn't start in the on-deck circle. That starts about 3 hours before the game. The history between Braun and Burnett. Ryan's had good success against A.J. Burnett in his career. Very good numbers. 4 for 6, I believe it is. Yep.
Two and two. Aoki's at third base. Had a leadoff double. He was bunted to third. And Braun takes a called strike 3 on the outside corner.
A good pitch. He had Braun looking for the breaking pitch and slipped the fastball right on the outside corner.
Here's how the Pirates line up defensively with Drew Sutton, Andrew McCutcheon, and Garrett Jones in the outfield. Alvarez, Jordy Mercer, Neil Walker, and Casey McGee around the horn, with Rod Barajas catching, making his second start. Menard's Pirates defense. And now a former Pirate, Aramis Ramirez, with 2 away, and Aoki at third base. And he starts Ramirez with a breaking ball strike.
That's a nice pitch. That breaking ball, and he throws that for a first pitch strike. Good luck to you.
35-year-old A.J. Burnett. And now he's got Ramirez chasing. Burnett has no-hit stuff each and every time he takes to the mound. He does have a no-hitter in the major leagues. Started his career with the Marlins. He took off with the Blue Jays. His best season was his contract season of 08 when he won 18 games and led the American League in strikeouts. That earned him a big deal with the Yankees, which has been transferred over to the Pirates. Ramirez strikes out, and Burnett works around a leadoff double. Punches out Braun and Ramirez. And now you see why the Pirates have enjoyed their time so far with A.J. Burnett. Gallardo against Burnett. Two very good pitchers. Terrific matchup today. Gallardo's last start, he picked up a win in Houston. This was last Friday on the 6th of July. 6 innings against the Astros, just 1 run, pitching in his home state and earning his 7th win and continuing a pretty good stretch, Rock, of consecutive starts with at least 6 innings.
Yeah, 13 in a row. And Yvonne's been on a good roll. His last 6, 3-1, 10 earned runs allowed. And in that last start against the Astros, he gave up a solo home run in the first inning and then nothing after that. So he finished well.
And it was a day where I think Gallardo would tell you he didn't have his A stuff, but he certainly pitched very well, and he's that kind of pitcher that can have a lot of success even with his B stuff. Pirates present a bit more of a challenge offensively than the Houston Astros, and that has not been the case for the Pirates over the last few seasons, but they are really starting to prove themselves worthy at the plate. They're a home run hitting team that plays in a pitcher friendly ballpark. Very aggressive team. Clint Hurdle's always been known as a hitting guru as far as big league manager goes, kind of in that Charlie Manuel line. Matter of fact, Hurdle was the hitting coach of the Texas Rangers just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, the Pirates are 5th in the National League in home runs. That's a bit of a surprise. They're never really up that high in National League home run totals. Had a couple in last night's ball game, and Clint Hurdle has them believing in themselves. They got off to a good start last year, but fizzled out a bit. These guys have been through it once, and they feel as though they can make a run here. They're off to a good start.
Well, right now, if you're giving away mid-season awards, Clint Hurdle would have to be the manager of the year in the National League. Probably he and Davey Johnson in the discussion of the Washington Nationals. 2-2 to McGee, right off the end of the bat. Casey's not running well, and Bianchi gets his first chance.
Hey, on Thursday, July 26th, the Brewers take on the Nationals at 7:10 p.m. First 15,000 fans 21 and older will receive a Brewers camouflage cap, compliments of Miller High Life.
There's a smart fan right there. You know how to get yourself on television. Start pining to the camera operators.
That's right. They'll focus in on you nicely. That's a good spot out there for on a day like today.
All right, we get the hint. We love cameramen too. Pedro Alvarez with one away. Takes a strike from Gallardo. I'll send a shout out to our great crew. Always love working here at Miller Park. Got a fantastic crew of technicians.
Weathering the elements out there. Not so much the rain and the cold, but it can get hot down there on the field. You feel sorry for him, don't you?
I do. I've been there. That's a nice spot. There's the leader of the pack, and he's in a nice breezy location, Dan Quinn. Gallardo with a couple of strikeouts. There's Woody. Speaking of leaders. Oh, that one just missed. Today's game being produced by Chris Withers, directed by Kevin Shank. Dave Trout in there in graphics. On a sunny Sunday in Milwaukee, bringing you the sights and sounds of the Brew Crew. As Gallardo deals a strike. Family Day today, Rock. Good to see all the kids out on the field. I'm always amazed at how, I'm not amazed, I guess, because they are sons and daughters of major leaguers, but how really great they are at baseball, at least wiffle ball. There's a strike on the corner. Gallardo rings up Alvarez. Third strikeout for Yovani Gallardo. Yovani had his son Yovani Jr. out there, the Ramirez family. Carlos Gomez's son doing what he does. Marco Estrada, his daughter. Always great to see the kids out and having fun in their dad's numbers. Look at little Yo. He's got the hair working just like that.
You see his axe up there at the plate. He can hit a little bit.
Yes, he can.
Fun to get the kids out there and show their stuff. Kids have never lost Family Day, you know.
Clubhouse looked like a romper room today.
More and more every year out on that field.
Growing families in the Brewers.
Yeah.
Personnel.
I didn't see the young Anderson out there this year.
She's kind of at that age now, you know. Family Day is
not cool.
Not, you know, she's in that tweener stage.
Yeah, you don't want to be out there, right?
It's got a lot of posturing to set up. 0-2 to Barajas is upstairs.
Just being around Dad's not all that cool anymore.
Yeah, and you know, really, if you're a child of a broadcaster like our children, they support us by watching the game.
Right.
There's a pretty good chance that nobody in my house is watching this game. There's a swing and a miss. as Gallardo strikes out Barajas. Good inning for Giovanni Gallardo. 2 more strikeouts on the ledger, gives him 4 already. In the second inning, A.J. Burnett picking up a couple of strikeouts in the first, and you just look at his season this year. Over his last 3 starts, he's 2-0, and ERA is up there. He's winning games but getting a lot of run support. Prior to that, in this 9-game stretch of wins, he was 7-0 with a sub-2 earned run average.
He's only had 2 bad starts this year. Had that blow-up start against the Cardinals where he gave up 12 runs in 2 2/3 innings, and then a couple of starts ago gave up a 6th spot. Other than that, he's been very, very good.
Corey Hart leads off. A.J. Burnett misses upstairs with a fastball. Burnett gave up a leadoff double in the first inning, and then with Braun and Ramirez coming up and a runner at third, he struck them both out to get out of the mess.
And doing it with the breaking pitch, and only one of them were for strikes.
Hart rips one to right, a base hit, and that's what you have to do against A.J. Burnett.
And no mystery. That's why a lot of times you'll see him, particularly with men on base, start a hitter off with a breaking ball. Because if you get a fastball early in the count, you better not miss it. And Corey Hart did not. Fastball middle in. See him pull the hands in. The pitch was middle in. He's able to hit it hard into right field. Corey Hart doing a very good job of that lately.
That is Corey Hart's 6th hit of the series. Had 3 hits in the opener, was 2 for 3 yesterday with 2 RBIs, and now a base hit to start the second inning of Game 3. Ricky Weeks now, and back up the middle, ranging over is Mercer to second for 1, and that's all they'll get. Nice play by Jordy Mercer, his first start of the series at short, spelling Clint Barmas.
Once again, the Brewers attacking early. Almost trying to get one up the middle. Nice backhand flip over to Neil Walker, and they almost turned a double play. Pirates have played decent defense in this series. They made a few mistakes, but they've had some pretty good plays at short.
You got a couple of guys, a couple of young players making starts today. Jordy Mercer and the Brewers' Jeff Bianchi, who is on deck. Martin Maldonado with one away. Maldonado had a career game Friday against the Pirates with 4 hits. He was 4 for 5. His first 4-hit game of his career. 5 for 9 in the series after a 1 for 4 day yesterday. post play at first. Burnett, by the way, has a very good move, as you can see.
And quick feet and a pretty good throw there at first base. Like a balk. Actually moved his feet before he spun around.
That's the one they call the balk move, right?
Yeah, that'll get a lot of base runners.
Maldonado bunts a firm. Oh, and it's mishandled by Alvarez. That is a fair ball, and that's going to go as a base hit for Martin Maldonado.
Yeah, that one looked like it might have gone foul. It had that spin on it that looked like it was going to hook in foul territory, but you figure Alvarez knew who was running, the catcher running, and you can see the way that ball was rolling. Had a pretty good chance of going foul. Maybe not. He bunted it pretty hard, but Alvarez has been one of the guys that have had a problem out there defensively, and that ball was rolling hard enough you'd think he'd use the glove on it.
Yeah, he's got Maldonado running, who does not run well, but he's been able to bunt his way on a few times this year, so that'll be an infield hit for Martin Maldonado. And now Jeff Bianchi, his first big league start, gets a chance at short. He appeared as a pinch hitter and struck out in his first major league at bat. That was on Friday. Bianchi was putting up great numbers in the Brewers minor league system between AA and AAA. Bouncing ball to third. Alvarez to second for one. The turn, not in time.
Gets down that line pretty good. Yeah, Bianchi was hitting combined between AA and AAA almost 320. Off the bat, it looked like a short double play, but Bianchi gets down the line pretty good. There's that curveball by A.J. Burnett. A couple of hops over to Alvarez, and they couldn't turn it.
Well, that extends the inning. The hustle by Bianchi out of the box. And it'll be the Brewers pitcher, Giovanni Gallardo now. 2 outs, first and third. The Brewers have threatened in each of the first 2 innings. Gallardo, a very good hitting pitcher. He's actually having a down season at the plate, but he is always a threat with the bat. Gallardo with 3 hits this year. He's 3 for 35. Does have 2 runs batted in. He's looking for his first home run of the season. He usually gives you a couple a year.
They're just pitching him differently this year. It seems like they're pitching him more like a position player. They're not giving him that cookie down the middle early in the count anymore like they did early in his career. Man, Burnett just threw him 2 curveballs to start him out.
Gallardo is a career .201 hitter coming into today's game. Got sawed off, and a ground ball to short. Mercer makes the easy play, and Burnett strands a couple of Brewers on base. Brewers get 2 hits, come up empty. We head to the third at Miller Park. Park, no score. The Brewers and the Pirates. And a familiar face is in action today, and a comeback is underway. Ben Sheets, signed by the Braves. He said he felt like his arm was strong enough to give it a go. He prepared to be signed by someone. The Braves took a chance on him, and he's making his first big league start in a couple of years. And he's got that signature curveball working, doesn't he, Ben Sheets?
Yes, he does. He's got pretty decent velocity today. Not the velocity of old, but hey, keeping a pretty good hitting team off the scoreboard as he pitches in the 5th inning. A mistake right there, but he got away with it. Just good to see Ben Sheets back out there on the mound.
Ben Sheets with 4 scoreless innings. He's only given up 2 hits to the New York Mets. He's matching up against Johan Santana today. So congratulations to Ben Sheets just for making it back on a big league mound. Now we'll see how he pitches. Thought his career was going to be over. Elbow trouble, and tried to come back with the Oakland Athletics and was pitching in so much pain he just decided to hang him up, but didn't officially retire. Gave himself that opening to come back, and here he is today. Jordy Mercer, a fly ball that will land on the line for a fair ball. It bounces up and out, and that'll be a ground rule double for the Pirates shortstop. It's only his 2nd hit of the season.
A little jam shot, but he kept the bat in the hitting zone a long time, able to just tuck it inside that right field line. 2nd base hit for the Pirates, and a leadoff double for the number 8 hitter. And now you figure A.J. Burnett's going to be up there to bunt.
Mercer in the big leagues for the first time. Young shortstop, and now Burnett with a chance to bunt him over. Bunting and A.J. Burnett haven't exactly gone well this year. Suffered a broken bone around his eye trying to bunt in spring training. But by all accounts, after he healed from that injury, he's stuck his nose right in there and has been able to get some bunts down. Has 1 sacrifice bunt this season, and that's almost exactly what happened to him at spring training. He bunted it down into the ground. It came back up and hit him in the eye, and it knocked him out for a couple of weeks. Not out cold, unconscious, but knocked him out of commission.
Right. Yeah, that happens more than you think. You'd rather get on top of that baseball than get underneath. You don't want to pop up. Once in a while you bunt it right back off the plate and it'll knock your helmet off.
Oh, 0-2 the count on Burnett. And he bunts out one foul, so that'll be a strikeout. Burnett retired, the 5th strikeout for Gallardo. Our carsoup.com email the booth question comes from Portage, Wisconsin today. Kurt is asking, Rock, who is the funniest player you have ever played with?
Wow, that's a good one. I'm going to have to think about that.
I would guess the Pirates pitching coach is on that list, Ray Searage.
Ray Searage was a good guy, funny, but I think on a day-to-day basis, I think Bob McClure was about as funny a guy as I've ever played with. You know, I was a teammate with McClure when he was a member of the Brewers and the Angels. We were there with the Angels together.
LeBron puts that one away. Off the bat of Drew Sutton for the 2nd out. How about Dan Plesac, the sack man?
Yeah, he liked to have a good time. I mean, his attitude, his personality on television with the MLB Network is exactly the personality he had down in the bullpen. Kind of self-deprecating humor, and he liked to have a good time. Didn't take himself or the game too seriously. He realized it was a kid's game. Everybody's supposed to have fun, and the sack man did have a good time with it.
He does a great job, Plesac, with MLB Network. Former Brewer closer.
I tell you, one of the funniest guys I've ever been around in an organization was former Brewers athletic trainer Johnny Adam. That was
one. That's before my time.
Yeah, that's one of the funniest men I've ever known in my entire life.
Nice.
I mean, and you ask any of the guys that played in that era, they'll tell you the same.
Sets a high standard, though, when you spend just about every day during the baseball season with Bob Uecker.
Right.
So,
yeah,
it's all relative.
That's a given. But I mean, with John Adam, and we had Stretch every day. It would just be a comedy act. It would be like he was at the Improv every day. You look forward to going to Stretch.
Yeah, you need
before a game because he just keep you rolling.
Need a guy like that. Gallardo has fallen behind Neil Walker. Dangerous hitter at the plate. Walker had a single his last time up. Runner at second with 2 out. Typically at every major league lineup, that second spot on the order is usually a golden spot to hit because you have your best hitter hitting third, and in most major league lineups the 3-hole hitter is an exceptional hitter, and therefore number 2 hitter gets the benefit of a lot of fastballs first of all and a lot of strikes second of all, not wanting to face that 3-hole hitter with another man on base. Walker chased that one, and it's 2-2, a high fastball from Gallardo.
Yeah, but the Pirates have an added advantage in that Neil Walker's a switch hitter, so he's able to hit from both sides of the plate pretty well, but most of his power, just about all of it this year, has come as a left-handed hitter.
7 homers, including 1 here in this series, left-handed. On Friday night, the 2-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss. The bat goes flying, and Gallardo strikes out Walker to end the inning. 6 punch-outs for Yovani Gallardo. He's had 2 in each of the first 3 innings. Still Wisconsin is presented by Piggly Wiggly, the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin. By Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, your ticket to more. And by Marshfield Clinic. Don't just live, shine. Roof is open on a hot afternoon in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. A.J. Burnett and Yovani Gallardo hooked up at a good one early. Burnett has had some traffic on the base pads, but been able to get out of it. Had a couple of strikeouts in the first, stranding a runner at second. The Brewers have left 3 on. There have been 3 hits against A.J. Burnett. Aoki had the first one. He doubled down the right field line. It bounced over the bag at first and down into the corner. And even though Aoki ended up at third base with one out after a sac bunt, Burnett struck out Ryan Braun, then he struck out Aramis Ramirez. And a strike on the inside corner. A.J. Burnett was the winner of Game 4 of the ALDS last year against the Tigers. That was a key game and a big start for him, a big victory for him on the road in Detroit. Winning pitcher that day over Rick Porcello as he punches out Nori Aoki. Third strikeout for Burnett. Well, Sundays on Fox Sports Wisconsin, you can join Tom Brokaw for Boys in the Hall. Personal stories of some of baseball's greatest legends. This week it's Frank Robinson. Boys in the Hall after the game, presented by Subway Restaurants, where winners eat.
With former Brewer hitting coach Frank Robinson. That was a treat with he as a hitting coach. I think it was about a year and a half. I think it was about a year. That guy could hit.
Great player, great manager.
He wasn't really, big into the mechanics, but he was really, what he really did was got you thinking about what you should be doing up at the plate. He says if you didn't have mechanics, you wouldn't be in the big leagues.
Good point.
This is what you need to think about.
Nyjer Morgan takes a strike. I like that approach. I think that's very similar to what a guy like Johnny Narin preaches, although Narin can certainly help with mechanics, and he's kind of known as a mechanics guy, but he's the first to tell these hitters, you're here for a reason. You've made it this far because the talent that you have.
Yeah, Johnny's very good at preparing hitters for the pitcher they're going to face that day, and his real expertise is tweaking the mechanics a little bit. He's a big believer in starting on time and getting that foot down, that front foot down as you pick it up.
Burnett gobbles it up and takes care of Morgan for the second out. Powerball home run leaderboard as we play today. Ryan Braun leading the league and leading the Brewers with 26. Corey Hart has 16 homers. Braun hit 2 on Friday night against the Pirates, both to the opposite field. He's always struggled during day games by his own admission. The stats don't really bear it out. He's had some of his biggest games during the daytime, but in his words, he fights it a little more at the plate than he normally does.
I think it's a bit.
I do too.
I think he has no problem here in the daytime. He wants to psych out the opposition.
Yeah, you want that pitcher saying, I read something where Brian Braun can't see as well during the daytime. I'll just throw this fastball right down the middle. Bam. On the right field line, slicing. Foul and out of play. Well, Pittsburgh has one of the best pitching staffs in all of baseball. Their starting rotation has been very good, led by James McDonald and A.J. Burnett. Brewers roughed up McDonald in the opener on Friday as Braun hits one hard to right, sinking fast, and laying out, making a catch is Garrett Jones to end the inning. He was playing deep, able to close the gap and haul it in for the out. Side retired. The Brewers go in order.
Game brought to you by GMC. As expected, a good pitcher's duel here at Miller Park. A.J. Burnett, who has struggled in his career against Milwaukee, his first start since 2008, has not given up a run. He's got 3 strikeouts. Giovanni Gallardo, 7-2 lifetime against Pittsburgh. 2 hits and 6 punch-outs, 2 strikeouts in each of the first 3 innings.
To the 4th we go with Gallardo on the mound. Pirates have been striking out a great deal in this series as Gallardo starts Andrew McCutchen with a strike. 12 strikeouts Friday for Brewer pitching against the Buccos. 15 yesterday. And as Rock mentioned, Gallardo already with 6 today. You can live with the strikeouts as long as you're getting some production offensively and some home runs specifically, and the Pirates are certainly doing that.
Both teams are doing that. They've been doing that very well in the last couple of months.
Oh, and 2 on McCutchen. Andrew McCutchen making a bid at a triple crown in the National League. He is at the top or near the top in the 3 triple crown categories: batting average, home runs, and RBIs. And McCutchen leads the way as far as home runs go with the Pirates, has 20 on the season.
Hitting .365, and he's only walked, what, 30 times this year?
Doing it all on his own merits, right?
Yeah, putting a ball in play and getting a lot of base hits.
That one's driven to right. That's trouble. Back is Aoki, and there it goes. Andrew McCutchen has homered again. 3 in 3 games here in this series against the Brewers. And the Pirates are on the board first on McCutchen's 21st home run of the season.
And 2 of them to the opposite field. There's a 2-strike home run. He hit an 0-2 pitch out of the ballpark last night against Marco Estrada into center field. There's a cut fastball that Gallardo left up in the strike zone. You can see the point of contact on the right. He lets that ball get to him. Hits it right off his front foot and knocks it out of here to right. Out of here by plenty.
He is on another level right now, Andrew McCutchen. Wow. 21 homers, 64 runs batted in now.
Ball just has that sound coming off his back. Even the outs that he makes.
McCutchen homered in the final game before the All-Star break on Sunday. So he's homered in 4 consecutive games. He's actually hit 5 home runs in those 4 games.
They come in bunches for most power hitters. McCutchen no different, part of the home run hitting contest in Kansas City.
I didn't know the National League participated in the home run derby.
They didn't for long.
There's a strike to Garrett Jones.
And Matt Kemp had a tough time. McCutchen didn't hit many.
Home run derby won by Prince Fielder. He and Jose Bautista of the Blue Jays were the last 2 standing. A swinging strike called by the third base umpire, Vic Carapaza. Jones is retired. And add 1 more strikeout for Gallardo, number 7.
Garrett Jones having a tough time tracking that curveball. Good block by Maldonado. And clearly you can see Garrett Jones couldn't hold it up.
And here is Casey McGee now with 1 away. Casey had a big day yesterday after going 0 for on Friday night. McGee with 3 hits yesterday, including a home run, drove in a pair. Comes in batting .255. Updated average is .253 as he whacks that one to the shortstop, Yankee. 2 outs. Now the Pirates playing a pitcher-friendly ballpark at PNC, and it's surprising that they are in this group. But you're looking at 2 of the top 5 home run hitting teams in the National League, the Brewers and the Pirates. It is impressive that the Pirates have 95 home runs, playing half their games at PNC. Plenty of power in the Central Division of the National League, right?
And they've only hit 37 of those 95 home runs at home this year. Doing a lot of damage on the road.
For the top 5 home run hitting teams. All in the National League Central. And you can understand it here in Milwaukee. You can understand it in Cincinnati, St. Louis when it gets hot. Good home run ballpark. Alvarez is their other power hitter as he slaps one foul down the left field line. Alvarez has hit 17 on the year. Hit one here on Friday night. Was hitless with 3 strikeouts in last night's game.
And 11 of the 17 home runs hit by Pedro Alvarez have come on the road this year. So, you know, the splits as far as power goes, much different on the road than they are at home. What you would expect. A little bit easier to hit home runs at PNC if you're a left-handed hitter. Hit him to right.
Down he goes. Maldonado's got to hurry. Alvarez not running, and Maldonado secures the strikeout at first base.
What was that?
Alvarez had a chance to beat that one out.
He did.
McCutchen goes deep, and the Pirates have a 1-0 lead over Gallardo with the Brewers.
Of the 4th inning, time to check in with the crew in the community. On Sunday, July 29th, Brewers Wives will be hosting the 2nd annual Grand Slam Golden Mixer event at Stone Fire Pizza Company in New Berlin in support of the Foundation for Children with Cancer. This fun, family-friendly event will give fans the opportunity to interact with Brewer players, coaches, and their families. By providing direct financial support, families are given a greater chance to focus on their child's treatment and recover. For more information and how to purchase tickets, visit Brewers.com. Brian.
All right, Telly, thanks. As Ramos Ramirez bounces out for the first out of the 4th inning. Had a great moment earlier today. Speaking of childhood cancer and that cause, there's Jack Bartos with his twin sister Annie. And courtesy of Fleming Realty, out had a chance to throw out the first pitch today. Jack with the I Back Jack Foundation. Jack has neuroblastoma, and Jonathan Lucroy caught the first pitch from Jack. I was at a charity event on Thursday, and I was with Jack, and he asked Lucroy, who was also at the event, he said, "Will you catch the first pitch?" Can't turn that down. And Lucroy put the uniform on and caught the first pitch from Jack today. It was a great moment here at Miller Park.
And nice job at that event. And I'll tell you, John Lucroy spends a lot of time in the community. Very active in military events and charities, throughout Wisconsin, and always willing to give of his time. A lot of Brewers make that a priority.
Yeah, it really is a tough schedule, a major league schedule. These guys, I don't think people realize how early these players get to the ballpark, and it's an everyday grind to play Major League Baseball. And for Lucroy, it's been added to it because not only is he here during the games, he's not able to play, but he has to come in early to do his rehab work. So yeah, we appreciate Jonathan Lucroy. Jerry and Johnny Nairn were also at that event. And we encourage you to go to ibagjack.org or any of the charities that you see fit and support those causes. Two outs for Ricky Weeks, two quick outs, Ramirez and Corey Hart. Andrew McCutchen giving the Pirates the lead on his 21st home run of the season. One and two to Weeks. Got him. Burnett strikes him out, and he's getting locked in now. That is 7 in a row, a 7-pitch inning for A.J. Burnett.
A 1-0 lead here at Miller Park, and today's time of the game winner, Lakeview Lodge in Solon Springs, that's south of Superior. The Tavern Contact calls the Brewers. In the next 24 hours, they get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets to a Brewers home game. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Moving along here at Miller Park, we go to the 5th inning. Gallardo has given up just the one run, the home run by McCutchen, and finds himself down 1-0. A.J. Burnett. The Brewers had a couple of shots at him early, stranding runners in scoring position in the 1st and 2nd innings, but Burnett is on a roll now, retiring 7 straight. Rod Barajas will lead off. Barajas, a strikeout victim back in the 2nd inning. Gallardo has 2 strikeouts in every inning of this game so far, giving him 8 for the ball game. After the home run by McCutchen, he came right back and retired the next 3 in order with a couple of strikeouts. Giovanni, a 17-game winner a season ago. Career high for him in victories. Has won 7 this year. He's 7-6. Right off the end of the bat. Ramos Ramirez with plenty of time takes care of Barajas for out number 1. All right, Rock, our AT&T trivia today. We're talking about hitting pitchers. Who has the most home runs in Brewers franchise history as a pitcher?
69, Jordy Mercer.
Take it easy on you on a Sunday. You know,
Yeah.
we're going to ease into the week.
It is the day of rest, you know, Sunday.
Yes. It's a runaway. Let's put it that way.
It is certainly a day of rest for whoever came up with that question. But we like that on Sunday. I don't mind that. Easy one.
Jordy Mercer, the young shortstop of the Pirates, had a double his first time up. Got 2 guys playing shortstop today, both in their first seasons in the major leagues. Mercer playing in just his 8th game. Jeff Bianchi making his first ever start at the shortstop position.
Big day for him. He'll never forget. Be nice to be able to get a couple of knocks today. Interesting to see how Ron Renicky and the Brewers are going to use Bianchi. I guess that will be determined by how well he does. Chicken or the egg, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Renicky is certainly willing and has been willing to give young players their shots in the big leagues. And Jeff Bianchi, along with Cesar Izturis and Cody Ransom. All 3 players can play multiple positions in the infield. Bianchi, his best spot is at the shortstop position. I was talking to Craig Counsell before the game. He said he likes him a lot. He's seen him play a great deal in the minor leagues. Counsell said he makes all the plays, makes the routine plays. He has the kind of arm that seems like it always has just enough to get there, no matter what. And he's hit, and that's the main thing. He has swung the bat very well to earn his chance in the major leagues. To a 300+ batting average between AA and AAA this year.
And all a player can ask is, you know, an opportunity. So, you know, with Alex Gonzalez going down, the Brewers have used a number of players over there at shortstop. Whoever gets hot, that's the guy that's going to play.
And then there's always the notion that Ron Renicky just wanted to get somebody in there that represented anything concerning the Yankees with A.J. Burnett on the mound. So Jeff Bianchi gets the start. There's a curveball, a dandy. Strike called. And Jordy Mercer is rung up. That was a beautiful curveball from Gallardo with his 9th strikeout.
And completely fooled. You know, Mercer on that one, kind of a front door curveball right on the inside corner. You don't expect it there, and he took it.
Time to take a look at our Jimmy John's high-speed delivery with Burnett topping out at 96, Gallardo at 93. Facing Burnett, there's strike 1.
Yeah, Burnett's last 2 years with the Yankees not very good. Earned run average is over 5, but his first year was pretty good in New York.
That culminated in a World Series victory, and A.J. Burnett got a win in the World Series. Back in 2009.
Big difference in home ballparks, Yankee Stadium and PNC.
Strike called on the corner. Burnett is rung up. Gallardo adds 2 more strikeouts. Now 11 for the game. We go to the bottom of the 5th. A.J. Burnett and Giovanni Gallardo hooked up in a good one today at Miller Park, Milwaukee. It's 1-0 Pirates in the rubber game of this 3-game series. Brian Anderson with Bill Schroeder, Telly Hughes. Great to have you with us today on Fox Sports Wisconsin. And a reminder that this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Brewers, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Brewers. Family Day at Miller Park. It's always Family Day at Miller Park.
In the seats.
Today's the official Family Day for the players and employees' children. Good to see the kids at the ballpark. Keeps you young. Martin Maldonado leading off this 5th inning against A.J. Burnett. Gallardo with 10 strikeouts. Burnett has 4. Brewers have stranded 3 base runners, haven't had a base runner since the 2nd inning. And that one's down the line fair. Maldonado on his way to second. Got to hurry. The throw, no throw. And Maldonado with a double. Drew Sutton might have had a shot at Maldonado, but he gave him the double, and Maldonado will gladly take it.
Yeah, he got a 1-0 fastball and tucked it inside that third base line. You remember he bunted for a base hit his last time up right down the line. And Maldonado 2 for 2.
After a 4-hit game on Friday night, he now has 7 hits in this series against the Pirates. That's his 2nd double of the year. And now Jeff Bianchi up from the Nashville Sounds with a chance to tie it up. The Brewers acquired Bianchi from the Chicago Cubs. Came up in the Royals system, or was developed by the Royals. Left off their roster. The Cubs acquired Bianchi, and then when the Cubs didn't have room for him, they had a log jam among infielders. The Brewers snatched him up. Made his major league debut here on Friday night. Originally drafted in the 2nd round by the Royals in 2005. Spent 7 years in their minor league system.
And not much room for a middle infielder for the Cubs these days. Starlin Castro, Darwin Barney. Pretty good chance those two are going to be around a while.
Yankee right back to Burnett and to first for the out.
Why didn't he go to second?
He had it out right in front of him,
Yes,
didn't he?
He did. It looked like Maldonado kind of gave up. And he threw to second base, and he has Maldonado easily. Check it out. Maldonado taking off on contact. Why doesn't he throw it? He gets the out at first. Thank you very much.
Maldonado's got to be feeling like he's invisible around the bases right now. I thought Drew Sutton had a great chance to throw him out at second.
Can't see him out there.
He's gone stealth, Martin Maldonado.
Am I missing something? Did he have an out at second?
He had an out. I don't think Maldonado wouldn't even have gone back to second. He'd have just took off to third, trying to get in a rundown. So it's a gift. Burnett takes the sure out. And now Giovanni Gallardo with 1 away. So when you have in your possession a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, pretty simple to close the gap between this one.
There you go. I mean, that's an easy out at second base. Maldonado looked like he gives up right there, not even trying to get back. And Burnett, for some reason, goes to first base.
2-0 to Gallardo. 3 balls, no strikes. There aren't many pitchers who get green lights in 3-0 counts. Is Gallardo one of them at this point?
Not today. Maybe in years past.
takes a strike. How about a green light on a 3-1 pitch? It's good to go.
Everybody has a green light 3-1. Question is, does he swing?
I don't know. I think Ben Sheets used to get a few take signs on 3-1.
He had a take sign on 3-2. Incidentally, he went 6 innings of shutout baseball against the Mets. He's done.
How about that?
He's up 6-0 against the New York Mets.
That's quite a story. Ben Sheets, first start in the big leagues in a couple of seasons, goes 6 strong. Brewers were always trying to get Sheets and Gallardo healthy together. Never really happened that way. 3-2 pitch, and Gallardo is rung up. Just stuck with the fastballs, and Burnett rings up Gallardo for the 2nd out, his 5th strikeout. Speaking of hitting pitchers, our AT&T trivia, who has the most home runs in the franchise as a pitcher. We were holding it because we thought we might add to it. Not to be, though. 9 career homers for Gallardo. He hit 4 in the 2010 season. Won the Silver Slugger Award that year in 2010. And not even close. You do not see Brooks Kieschnick on this list because he technically wasn't just a pitcher. He was used as a designated hitter as well.
Well, he didn't hit him, when he was on the mound, so it doesn't count.
So that's why he's not on the list, in case you were wondering. But even Gallardo has more home runs than Brooks Kieschnick as a pitcher. Brewers need a big hit. 2 outs, tying run at 2nd. Aoki takes one in the dirt. Aoki has a double today. That's how the game started offensively for the Brewers. Aoki's first at bat, he hit a bouncing ball just over the bag at first and down into the right field corner. Martin Maldonado, a leadoff double, still at 2nd. And Aoki breaks his bat. Jordy Mercer makes the play, and A.J. Burnett strands another runner in scoring position. 1-0 Buccos. We go to the 6th. run. It started the inning against Gallardo. Giovanni's been very good today outside of that long ball. 10 strikeouts today as Gallardo is in our Pizza Hut delivery of the game, Ron.
And he just continues to throw the baseball well. He struck out 2 batters in each of the first 5 innings. And just continues a stretch where he's been throwing the baseball pretty well. If he's able to get through this inning, the 6th, it'll be the 14th consecutive start where Giovanni's been able to get at least 6 innings.
Finds himself trailing, however. So Gallardo will face Drew Sutton. He is back at the top of the Pirates batting order. He's had 2 strikeouts in each of the first 5 innings today. Just 26 years of age, Giovanni Gallardo. You forget how young he is. He's in the big leagues at 21, 6th season in the big leagues. He and Braun arrived the same year, 2007. Sutton, a little lazy fly ball out to Braun for out number 1. Oh, it's starting catcher Jonathan Lucroy closing in on a return. How will the Brewers' backup catching situation shape up, given how well Martin Maldonado has played in Lucroy's absence? Read Ryan Cartchie's story at foxsportswisconsin.com. A good problem to have. Renicke's been asked about it a great deal, and I like his answer. He said, you know, with catching, first of all, you just don't know. It's a very demanding position. Lucroy's not back yet, and he's going to be another 2, maybe 3 weeks. Going to go out on a minor league rehab next week, it looks like.
Well, and again, he's not going to be able to catch every day once he comes back. It's going to take him a while to get back into the groove. It's not out of the realm of possibility to keep all 3. You just don't know. And one thing's for sure, for the remainder of the season, if Lucroy is able to come back healthy, he will catch. And it's just a matter of whether the Brewers feel as though they want Maldonado to go down to the minor leagues, catch every day, to continue to progress, you know, calling the game, and continues to get good at bats. He's had very good at bats in the big leagues, much better than he did down in the minors this year.
0-2 to Neil Walker, and down he goes. A swing and a miss at a curveball. Gallardo's had a good one today. Strikes out number 11 now. And here comes Andrew McCutchen. Boy, how good has this guy been? McCutchen, check the numbers over his last 22 games. So he's been a good player, and he has taken it to a new level here lately. 27 RBIs in those 22 games and 10 homers.
And both he and Braun really haven't slowed down because they really didn't have an all-star break. They had 2 days off. Both of them in competition on Tuesday. They had batting practice Monday and Tuesday. And neither one of them have really shown any signs of slowing down since the break.
Now, there was some talk of a focus problem with Andrew McCutchen. Remember last year, Clint Hurdle actually benched him, and it has completely turned around the game of Andrew McCutchen. He always had the skills, and now he's stepping into this leadership role and one of the dominant players in the league. And if you're going to be a winning team, you need a player like that, just like the Brewers as they started to surface as a contender with guys like Ryan Braun and Prince Fielder. So McCutchen cues one foul. McCutchen came onto the scene in 2009. That was the year the Pirates traded Nigel Morgan away. He was their center fielder to make room for McCutchen. Still only 25 years of age, Andrew McCutchen. Did he go? No, he didn't. Boy, close one. Dan Bellino, the first base umpire, said he was able to check his swing. I don't know.
Yeah, he got away with one there. I mean, that's what happens when you put up the numbers of a McCutchen. You get the benefit of the doubt. And Dan Molino's hearing about it from that Brewers dugout. I don't blame him.
Ron Renicky is all over the first base umpire.
Give this guy an extra swing, you're asking for trouble.
Full count. And McCutchen is going to drop one into left field for a base hit.
I'll tell you, this year more than any, check swings by the batters have not been rung up by umpires as much as they have in the past. Dan Molino, clearly that McCutchen wasn't able to hold up. You give him an extra swing, and now he gets a base hit. 2 outs, nobody on, and a base hit for Andrew McCutchen, who continues to swing the bat well. That used to be automatic. A check swing, guy's going to get rung up. Not anymore, not this year.
Well, it all results in extra pitches for Gallardo. The Pirates putting up a threat here in the 6th with a man on. Garrett Jones, twice a strikeout victim. Gallardo has given Jones fits with the curveball. Already a season high for strikeouts for Giovanni, but that strikeout of Neil Walker. Had a 10 strikeout game against the Cubs in June. If you're wondering about Gallardo's career high, it is 13. He did that last season toward the end of the season in Cincinnati. One nothing Pirates. Top of the 6th with 2 away. Yesterday, Marco Estrada, the starter for the Brewers, had 11 strikeouts in 5 2/3. Strikeouts don't carry the shame that they once did in this game.
No. That was rare for a league to have a lot of guys in the 100+ strikeout category, but that's a common thing these days.
Jones bounces one out to Weeks, and that'll do it for the side. McCutchen gets another hit, but Gallardo works around it. 1-0 Pittsburgh. Ryan Braun will hit when we come back. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Wisconsin is presented by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. And by the new Miller Lite Punch Top Can. It's Miller time. big crowd on hand to see this one today. The final game of the series, the rubber match. Brewers won Friday night. The Pirates winning yesterday. A.J. Burnett is pitching a gem, he and Gallardo. But Burnett is in the lead 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Nigel Morgan leads off. He'll be followed by Braun and then Ramirez. Burnett steps into the wheelhouse of the Brewers batting order. Not much going on offensively for Milwaukee. They've had a couple of chances against Burnett, but haven't really been able to string together hits.
Yep, 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position are the Brewers. Haven't had many opportunities. A couple of leadoff doubles.
Nigel Morgan back up the middle, a base hit. The 5th Brewers hit. And a single for Morgan. And a man on for Ryan Braun. Let's see where Braun ranks in the National League in some of the major offensive categories. He's the leader in homers, second in total bases, RBIs, and slugging percentage. Braun on Friday night had 11 total bases against the Pirates in one game. Third in the league in runs scored, and at .313 he checks in 8th in batting.
That's the 4th time the Brewers have been able to put their leadoff hitter aboard. A couple of times with a double and 2 times with a single.
Well, if Braun is going to win a 2nd MVP award this year, it's going to be because the Brewers are back in a pennant race. And one of the main reasons why Braun won the MVP last year over Matt Kemp. Kemp's team was not in a race, and Braun actually said that during the All-Star break. He said, I'm only an MVP candidate if the Brewers are in it, and we've got to get back in it. Braun shoots one to right. A base hit. Morgan on his way to 3rd. And the Brewers cooking up something to throw. Gets away, and this game will be tied. Braun still running on his way to 3rd. Nobody there. Oh my goodness, what a miscue.
Right.
The Pirates give one away. Tie ball game.
Yeah, he's a shortstop, and the pitcher has to be over to 3rd base. Nobody covering, and good base running by Ryan Braun. Well, the Pirates have made some miscues defensively throughout the series that have cost them runs. Ryan Braun will not get an RBI, but he hit a rocket down the line and right on a first pitch fastball, and he rips it into right field. And a bad throw into the infield, missing everybody, not even close. Garrett Jones will be credited with an error. And the Brewers a base hit away from taking the lead.
Braun's speed allows him to get to 3rd base with nobody out. That one's back up the middle, a base hit, and the Brewers have the lead as Aramis Ramirez singles.
And that didn't take long, did it? 2 pitches. Actually 3 consecutive pitches, and the Brewers able to take a lead. Nigel Morgan with a base hit. Brawny on the first pitch. And a breaking pitch to Aramis Ramirez. And he gives the Brewers a 2-1 lead on the drawn-in infield. Even had the infield been back, it might have been an out, but the run would have scored.
Boy, how fast it turns here at Miller Park. Costly error by Garrett Jones in right field. 2-1 Brew Crew. Still nobody out. 3 consecutive hits to start the inning.
Got to hit the cutoff man, and he didn't hit anybody. That ball rolled all the way to the tarp along the left field foul line.
Hart has hit the ball hard twice today against Burnett. He singled to right in the 2nd inning, then hit one sharply to left for an out. his last time up.
Only 3 pitches.
I'm shocked by that throw. Pirates were all lined up. I mean, typically, there's no chance you're going to get Morgan to third base. I'm not sure Jones was even thinking third base.
He's just trying to get it into the infield as quickly as he could, and it didn't hit anybody. That's hard to do.
You just don't see big leaguers throw the ball that far offline. I mean, he missed his cutoff men by 40 feet.
No, that nobody able to get to it. Didn't have that much on it.
Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Give credit to Ryan Braun as well. Heads up base running, and the speed of Braun goes underestimated at times because he's such a great hitter. But as he's flying around the bases, he realizes nobody's at third. That changed the complexion of the inning.
That's the thing. If Burnett or the shortstop, Mercer's over at third base, Braun has to stay at second. And that ball that Ramirez hit might have been a double play.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Ramirez goes, and a swing and a miss. The throw is into center field. Ramirez will hold his ground. Hart was called out by home plate umpire Larry Vanover on a swinging strike.
And that throw wasn't even close. A throw from Barajas. Ramirez on his slide kicks the glove right off of the hand of the shortstop Mercer. Or actually Walker. The second baseman Walker's covering the bag. Look at the throw, and watch Ramirez. The throw comes off, and it looks like it might have been a wrist problem for Neil Walker as the glove comes flying off.
Stolen base for Ramirez. Walker's still down. And a scary moment here for Pirates fans. One of their best players.
Yeah, Ramirez slid right into the glove, and it looked like it bent the wrist back or something there on the left hand. Somewhere on that arm, and Walker looks like he's going to be all right for the time being.
Looked like an elbow to the forearm of the glove hand of Neil Walker. And he'll stay in the game. Ramirez with the sneak attack, stealing a base. Caught everybody off guard. Specifically the catcher Rod Barajas, who was not in a good position to throw the ball.
That arm dropped, and that ball just sailed, not even close to second base, and that's why Neil Walker ended up getting hurt. Bad throw by the catcher.
No error charge. Ramirez could not advance to third. Just a straight steal. Ramirez with his 4th. And with 1 out now, here is Ricky Weeks. 2-1. The Brewers have taken the lead in the 6th inning. That is the get-over breaking ball of A.J. Burnett. Different from the one he gets the strikeouts with. That's what makes him so good. He can change speeds on his curveball, different intensity on the curveball.
A first pitch curveball doesn't have to be that great of a pitch, because you know hitters looking for fastball. Of course, Aramis Ramirez hit a decent curveball. You know, first pitch for a base hit to give the Brewers a lead. So it depends. Different hitters looking for different pitches first pitch.
Weeks over to third, gets by Alvarez. Ramirez, can he score? He's going to try. Here comes the throw. Cut off. 3-1 Brewers.
Well, he struggles over at third base. That was hit hard, but certainly a major league third baseman's got to be able to make it. Went right between the legs. Ricky hits it hard, a breaking ball that hung up in the zone. Right through the wickets. And Aramis Ramirez able to score run number 3, actually off to the side. Wasn't able to get in front of it. And we'll see how they score that.
Brewers take a 2-run lead. A.J. Burnett's got to be wondering what is going on here behind him. So 3 runs are in. Weeks now at second base. And here is Martin Maldonado to face A.J. Burnett.
Still haven't scored that last run, that ball that Ricky hit to third.
Maldonado dumps one into right field, a base hit. And here comes Weeks. He'll score. Maldonado to second. The throw is late as Maldonado belly flops with an RBI double. 4-1 Brewers. The third hit of the game for Martin Maldonado.
He's already got a 4-hit game on this homestand, and there's a jam shot that he's able to muscle out into right field. So the Brewers really putting together a nice inning. 8 hits, a couple of errors for the Pirates today. Both of them coming in this inning. They gave that Ricky Weeks play an error.
So Weeks scores the 4th run. And Maldonado with his second double of the day. Now Jeff Bianchi. The runner at second and 1 out. Maldonado had just 1 double all season leading up to this game today. He's had a pair in this one. It's going to be one of those innings for A.J. Burnett. He'll look back and say, how in the world did I give up X amount of runs in that inning? Brewers have 4 on the board.
Well, you got to tip your hat to the Brewers. I mean, they had opportunities. They were able to put a leadoff hitter on again and able to cash in. Good at bats.
Does make you wonder about Pedro Alvarez at third base. Such a great talent offensively. He has struggled at third base.
Yeah, it's a tough time over there.
That's his 15th error of the season already. Jeff Bianchi looking for his first hit of his major league career. And his second chance to drive in a run. He was up there with Maldonado at second in the 5th inning. Get a comebacker to Burnett. Bianchi on the ground. Alvarez fighting with that one. Makes the play for the out. Maldonado does advance to third. Risky base running by Martin Maldonado.
They're taking off with the ball hit in front of him, but Alvarez wanted to take the shore out.
The second out, and here is Giovanni Gallardo. Some wild plays in this inning here in the 6th. Brewers have strung together 4 hits. They've scored 4 runs. And now it's Gallardo in the driver's seat, having pitched 6 innings with just 1 run allowed and 11 strikeouts. And obviously headed back out for a 7th inning. Popped him up. Out is Walker. He wants it. Jones will take over and he'll make the catch. Inning over, but the Brewers bring 8 men to the plate. Costly defense by the Pirates. Brewers with 4 hits. They score 4 runs and they have the lead 4-1. McCutchen. He hit his third home run in as many games in this series, but the Brewers answered, scoring 4 runs on 4 hits. There were 2 errors. A wild throw from Garrett Jones led to the tying run. Ramirez drove ahead in the go-ahead run, driving in Ryan Braun. And then Ricky Weeks over the third, an error by Alvarez. Maldonado finished off the scoring with an RBI double. Maldonado with 3 hits today. Gallardo takes back to the mound in the 7th inning with a lead now.
And he's been very good. It's the only blemish on his line today. A McCutchen home run in the 4th inning. Racking up the strikeouts today, 11 of them.
That is a season high for Gallardo. It's 2 off of his career best. So Gallardo back to work. He'll face Casey McGee, Pedro Alvarez, then Rod Barajas. And McGee takes a strike.
Yeah, Gallardo's pitch count at 93 pitches right now. He's done a nice job managing that today. It was a good move by the Brewers to give Gallardo a couple of extra days. 9 days between starts for Yo. And he's pitched well.
And a couple of bullpen side sessions between his starts during the All-Star break. He's at good command today. That was the big question when you have that long of a layoff. How will the control be effective as Gallardo strikes out McGee? Number 12 for Giovanni Gallardo.
Yep, 3 pitches and a strikeout to Casey McGee. That last one right on the outside corner. Don't worry about the control for Gallardo after that layoff. That's about as good as it gets right there. And Martin Maldonado holding it nicely for the home plate umpire.
1 gone for Pedro Alvarez. Alvarez committing an error last inning. 2nd error of the series. He's had a couple of miscues over there as well. And at the plate, outside of his home run on Friday, Alvarez swinging and missing a lot. Alvarez has struck out twice today. Punched out 3 times yesterday. Six strikeouts in the series against Brewer pitching. Two and two.
And he's been behind the fastball pretty much the entire series as well. And the home run that he hit was on a breaking ball. And when you struggle defensively like he does, you had better put up some big offensive numbers to be able to stay in that lineup. This year so far he's been able to do it.
That has been a money pitch for Gallardo today, that curveball. He and Burnett have had very good curveballs today. By the way, on the earned run tally for Burnett, 3 of the 4 will be earned in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 errors in the inning, but still 3 of the 4 runs earned. Only blemish on Gallardo's line today is the home run by McCutchen, which led off to 4th. See what the hitter is looking at. The shadows creeping in. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Alvarez strikes out for a 3rd time against Gallardo.
Yep, a pitch about head high, not able to hold up. 3-2, and Alvarez very aggressive. You can see that pitch about shoulder high, about neck high. Strikeout number 12. Actually 13.
Which,
two in the inning.
which ties a career high for Gallardo. Had a 13 strikeout game last September against Cincinnati. Here's Barajas. Strike one.
The only inning that he has not struck out 2 batters was the 6th. Good work.
Yeah, he really struggled in that inning.
Actually gave up a hit.
We knew something was wrong with him in that inning. Affecting the feng shui of the scorebook. What'd you say?
Nice.
I suppose he could make up for it with a strikeout here, though. Ball and a strike on Barajas. 2-1 now. Giovanni's always pitched well against Pittsburgh. His overall career numbers bear that out. A 7-2 record and a 2.23 ERA in 12 games. But this is his first start against the Pirates this year. 2-2.
Yeah, good cutter. They've all been working well for Gallardo today. Fastball, the sinker, cutter, curveball.
Crowd hungry for a strikeout. They want to see their opening day starter strike out the side here in the 7th. Barajas fouls it away. Over 35,000 on hand today. 35,430. Another great crowd at Miller Park. Tremendous fans. Gallardo trying to bring them to their feet here. 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch. And did he go? Yes, he did. Barajas strikes out, and the inning is over as Gallardo strikes out the side. Into the spotlight this afternoon. He has 14 strikeouts, which is a career best. He just struck out the side in the 7th inning and is just 4 strikeouts away from the franchise record set by Ben Sheets. Ben Sheets in the news today, making his comeback to the big leagues with the Atlanta Braves. Gallardo ties Moose Haas, who struck out 14 against the Yankees in 1978.
Yep, I was just getting ready to say that.
You were? I'm sorry I took that away from you.
It's okay.
Old Moose.
Nobody,
we think alike.
Right. Nobody
That's
really thinks about Moose Haas, a big strikeout guy, but he was. Didn't throw hard.
Well, there is activity in the Brewers bullpen right now. It's 4-1. We play in the bottom of the 7th. K-Rod down there. Wondering if Gallardo would be coming back out for an 8th inning. Aoki, a bouncer to McGee right on the bag for out number 1. And here comes Nigel Morgan, who started the madness in the 6th. At the plate, presented by Wendy's. Nigel Morgan dropped down a perfect sac bunt in the 1st, and then he started the 6th inning with a single, and he scored the tying run. Brewers scoring 4 runs, 3 of them earned. 2 Pirates errors in the 6th inning.
You talk about being efficient with your pitches. How about A.J. Burnett today, where we have 1 out in the 7th inning and he just threw his 77th pitch. Brewers doing a lot of their damage today on the first pitch. First pitch fastballs.
Yeah, Burnett had a 7-pitch inning. Been economical in this game. Felt like the Brewers took the lead in a matter of minutes in the 6th inning. A 3-pitch span, and the Brewers had the lead as Morgan takes a called strike 3. Not messing around with Nigel Morgan. 2 up, 2 down in the 7th for A.J. Burnett. Here comes Ryan Braun. Braun singled in the 6th. That was that wild throw by Garrett Jones on the Braun base hit. Allowed Morgan to score and allowed Braun to go all the way to 3rd.
He had 3 pitches that were helped by an error out in right field. Part of that madness you were talking about. Not often you could take a lead on 3 pitches and only 1 extra base hit, a double. They did give Braun a double on that, didn't they?
I don't think so. I think it's a single.
All singles.
Bouncer to short as Jordy Mercer takes care of Braun, and another quick inning for A.J. Burnett. 4-1 Brewers on our way to the 8th inning at Miller Park.
Our high is topping out into the low 90s. We'll have winds out of the south-southwest at 7 to 14 miles per hour.
All right, Valerie, thanks. First game of the series with the Redbirds tomorrow. Our Miller Lite What's on Tap. And the Brewers have set their pitching for the Cardinals series with Mike Fiers, Randy Wolf, and Zach Greinke. Starting pitching has been a story today, specifically Giovanni Gallardo. Marshfield Clinic's shining moment of the game. He had plenty of them. Gallardo, 14 strikeouts, second most in franchise history in a single game. And Gallardo with no walks today, Ron.
And in back-to-back starts, he's only allowed 1 run in each in both of them, and both of those were solo home runs. And Andrew McCutcheon's solo shot in the 4th inning, the only blemish on his record, no walks. The impressive thing for Giovanni to go along with those 14 punch-outs.
Gallardo will give way to Francisco Rodriguez. As we move to the 8th inning, Rodriguez down at the bottom of the Pirates order. Jordy Mercer, the 8th place hitter, will lead off. Then looks like Matt Haig will pinch hit. And then back to the top of the order.
And K-Rod picked up that second win on Friday here against the Pirates. He tossed a scoreless 8th inning.
Mercer with a double in the 3rd inning. One of the 4 hits against Gallardo. Giovanni goes 7 innings, just 1 run, the McCutcheon homer. And those 14 punch outs, a new career high for him. There's a strike, 1-1.
And that's the pitch right there that Giovanni Gallardo had in his hip pocket just about all day. That fastball right on the outside corner, down around the knees. About as good a command as we've seen from Gallardo all year.
Another one out there. 1-2 on Mercer. A win today for the Brewers means a winning series against the Pirates. It's possible the Brewers could get to within 7 of the National League Central Division leader. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh are tied at the top right now. Reds are playing the Cardinals in Cincinnati. The Reds have taken the first 2 games of that series with St. Louis.
And more importantly, I think with a win today, they get to within 4 games of 500. That's what the Brewers are really trying to focus in on, and not necessarily thinking about a big long winning streak. That would be nice, but tough to do. Just win series, particularly at home.
Ball and 2 strikes on the Pirates shortstop. Mercer swing and a miss. The strikeouts continue. K-Rod picks up where Gallardo left off.
15 punch outs against the Pittsburgh Pirates. There's this curveball. Check it out. Almost as if it stops in midair before it gets to home plate and then drops off the table. That's a good one.
And after the strikeout, Clint Hurdle pulls Matt Haig back and will bring Josh Harrison off the bench. Very speedy utility man, Josh Harrison. So that closes the book on A.J. Burnett. 7 innings, 8 hits. Gave up 4 runs, 3 earned. And he didn't walk anybody. There's a strike. K-Rod is dialed into the outside corner so far. Bounce to short. Bianchi got a quick release, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
2 gone in the inning.
In and out of the glove very quickly and straight over the top. Not much movement on that throw as it gets to first base.
I can see why Craig Counsell likes him so much. He reminds me of Craig Counsell. In and out of his glove quickly. You know, he doesn't wind it up like a guy like Troy Tulowitzki.
And if Bianchi has half the career of Craig Counsell, he'll be very happy.
Yeah, no question. That's a pretty good guy to have an endorsement from. So 2 up, 2 down. Top of the order now. Couple of big bats you're trying to avoid with men on base. And Neil Walker, who's on deck, and Andrew McCutchen, who's down in the hold right now. Sutton swings and misses. Sutton, the Pirates' leadoff hitter for all 3 games here. He is 0 for 3 today. 0 for 4 yesterday. Did have a couple of hits in the opener on Friday. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 8th for the Brewers. It'll be Ramirez, Hart, and Weeks. Sutton sends it foul. He looks like a hitter, just what we've seen of him, that thinks opposite field first.
Yeah.
Kind of inside out swing. We saw a little bit of Drew Sutton with the Cincinnati Reds a couple of years ago. He was actually traded by the Pirates to the Tampa Bay Rays earlier this year. And then the Rays used him in the big leagues. They took him off their big league roster. The Pirates got him back. 1-2 pitch.
He's only got two hits in the series, back-to-back doubles on Friday, but both doubles in the center and the left center down the left field line, and most of his foul balls and balls that he's hit have come to the opposite field.
Two and two to Sutton. K-Rod trying to make it a 1-2-3 inning, and he does. Frankie Rodriguez strikes out Drew Sutton on the moneymaker. 1-2-3 inning. The Buccos go in order.
Inning here at Miller Park, and they had a big 4-run 6 inning, surprising A.J. Burnett, but taking advantage of a couple of throwing errors by the Pirates, or at least one throwing error and another error later in the inning. Our AT&T U-verse reverse taking a look at that inning and started out in that 6th. Nigel Morgan gets it going with a simple base hit, but after that the wheels fall off.
Well, they start to self-destruct. As you see, Ryan Braun gets a base hit now. What happened there? Garrett Walker threw the ball the wrong cutoff man the wrong way, and that really opened the floodgates as Ramirez comes back and drives in a run. But now this is a key play that Alvarez could have made at third base, and once again, when you make miscues, You let the door open and runs will score.
And the Brewers make the Pirates pay. They score 4 in that frame. And right now, Giovanni Gallardo in good shape to get a victory here. Still a couple of innings to go, but Davey and I getting set for Brewers Live postgame. We'll hear from the Brewers and manager Ron Runge, plus our on-field instructional coming up in a few minutes, Brian.
All right, Craig and Davey, thanks. And the new Pirate pitcher is Juan Cruz.
And you see his numbers. The veteran, he throws hard, has a good breaking ball, very similar to A.J. Burnett, that big sweeping slider. Very good numbers coming out of that bullpen. Just about everybody that opens that door and steps onto the mound for the Pirates.
Velocity in the bullpen. That is a much needed asset, and Clint Hurdle has plenty of it. Cruz has been around a long time. Broke in with the Cubs back in 2001.
He tried to make him a starter. He's basically a two-pitch pitcher. Just wasn't able to get it done as a starter, but has been a journeyman reliever for a long time.
He and Aramis Ramirez were teammates a couple of years in Chicago. One-two pitch. Ramirez lays off, and it's 2-2. Ramirez traded from the Pirates to the Cubs in 2003. That was a trade deadline deal. It was Ramirez and Kenny Lofton that went to the Cubs. Three-two pitch, and Ramirez into left. Sutton makes the catch for the out. One away for Juan Cruz in the 8th inning. Well, two of the top 5 home run hitting teams here on display. The Brewers are at the top of the list in the National League. 104 home runs on the Powerball home run leaderboard. Braun had 2 home runs on Friday. Cody Ransom had the big one, the grand slam in the 8th inning, breaking a 6-6 tie with an 8th inning grand slam. It came with 2 outs and 2 strikes on Friday night, and Ransom hasn't played since.
Just something to think about for a couple of days.
By the way, a scoring change to report. Ricky Weeks has been credited with a double, and an error taken away from Pedro Alvarez in the 6th inning.
That's certainly a play that should have been made. Yeah, Ricky hit it hard, but went off the glove, then the leg of Alvarez, and Brewer was able to get another run on the board after the Maldonado base hit.
So that'll be a double and an RBI for Weeks, and that makes all of the runs earned against A.J. Burnett. If you're keeping a scorebook at home, Burnett 4 runs all earned, no walks, 7 strikeouts, on the hook for the loss, and a guy who has not lost since the 2nd of May, A.J. Burnett. Hart out to Jordy Mercer. Out number 2. Our text question, courtesy of Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin. Does a manager consider leaving a pitcher in when they pitch like Giovanni did today? Tommy from Racine wants to know.
I guess there was an inkling that perhaps you leave Yo in there to pitch another inning, but Ron Renegie's not big on complete games and eating up innings, and with a 3-run lead he wanted to get K-Rod in there, and you figure Acton's going to finish it up. Ron Renneke just doesn't think it's that important to have complete games. Bottom line. So I don't think it really came into the decision making to keep him out there. I think 7 strong innings with 1 run is a good day for Gallardo.
Ricky Weeks.
Hey, you would much rather, take Giovanni out today after 7 innings than push him a little bit. Maybe he gets tired, and it may very well affect his next start or 2. And that's why Ron Renneke really doesn't believe in keeping a guy out there just to have a complete game.
One ball, 1 strike on Weeks. Ricky 1 for 3 today. After that scoring change. Now 32 runs batted in. John Axford preparing for a save opportunity. Jose Veras throwing for another reason. Not sure what that reason is. Maybe the Brewers score a couple of here. You might see Veras. But if it stays like this, it'll be Axford as Weeks draws the walk. Among the league leaders in that category, Ricky Weeks, and he adds 1 to it.
Yeah, first walk of the game by either team.
Well, Martin Maldonado a chance at a second 4-hit game in this series. At his first career 4-hit game on Friday. Maldonado with 3 hits had a double and an RBI his last time up. That capped off the scoring in that 4-run 6th inning. The only inning the Brewers have scored in this game. Maldonado with 2 doubles today has raised his batting average to .287. Maldonado's been able to raise his batting average 20 points in this 3-game series.
Yeah, you can do that when you only have 122 at bats.
And you have 8 hits.
Yeah. Well, he's been a nice surprise offensively. The Brewers knew that they were going to get a very solid defensive catcher with good skills behind home plate. Nobody anticipated 18 RBIs already.
Ball and a strike on Maldonado. Looking ahead to the Pittsburgh 9th. Neil Walker, then Andrew McCutchen. Followed by Garrett Jones, 2, 3, and 4 in the batting order. Good thing about K-Rod's 3 up, 3 down inning in the 8th. Walker and McCutchen can't tie it with the 3-run lead at this point. Walker is 1 for 3 today. McCutchen's been a tough out. Reached on a fielder's choice. He homered, singled.
And that's why that Maldonado RBI back in the 6th was such a big run from Milwaukee. He gives him a 3-run lead. Takes 2 base runners and a home run to tie it. A little bit more difficult to do.
one missed. 3 balls and a strike on Maldonado. Two outs, bottom of the 8th. Cardinals here tomorrow. 3-game series with St. Louis. Second half of a 6-game homestand to start the second half of the schedule. Mike Fiers against Lance Lynn tomorrow. As Maldonado, there's a great play by Alvarez, redeeming himself at third base. A diving catch, inning over. Save situation. Walker McCutchen will lead off. The Axeman on to try to nail down the save and a series win for the Brew Crew. One Brewers to the 9th we go, and John Axford on to try to nail down a save. Our Columbia St. Mary's save tracker. He has 15 this year, looking for number 16. See the numbers on Axford this season: 5 blown saves. It's been a rough season for him, but hoping to turn a new page in half number 2, and the Brewers need him to.
Yeah, last pitched on Friday against the Pirates, as Carlos Gomez takes over in center field, adding a little bit more range out there in center.
Neil Walker leads off, and there is strike 1 to the switch hitter. Reds and Cardinals will play later tonight. Brewers trying to pick up a game on the Pirates. Close, but not quite, and it's 1-1. Giovanni Gallardo was terrific today. 108 pitches, 7 innings, gave up just 1 run, and struck out a career best 14 batters. No walks for Gallardo. Walker, little cue. Bianchi got a long throw in time. Nicely done. Good arm. He has showed well today, Jeff Bianchi, in his first major league start. Takes care of Neil Walker for out number 1.
Very solid defensively over there at shortstop. He played it on the backhand to get himself in position to throw, and threw a bullet over to Corey Hart. And good job by Axford getting in on the hands of Neil Walker. And a good play at short to get out number 1.
Axford will face Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen homered off Axford on Friday night, and he's up there hacking away. McCutchen has actually hit home runs in 4 consecutive games. If you go back to the last game prior to the All-Star break, 5 homers in that stretch. 3 in this series, 1 in each game. As he lines one into center field, a base hit. Man, oh man, this guy
can't get him out. They tried to come inside on him, and Axford got it up, but he didn't get it in far enough. And McCutcheon able to keep the bat in the hitting zone a long time. Look how long he keeps that bat in there, and able to fight it off, muscles it into center field.
His 3rd hit of the day, and will leave here hitting .371, just upping his National League leading batting average.
He's just locked in. That's all you can say.
Now Garrett Jones. Brewers look to turn 2 to end this game. Jones has big power. Curveball strike. Got a high strike call from Larry Vanover. It's 0-2 on Jones.
And Friday night, Garrett Jones took a low curveball from Axford and hit a line drive into right. Went right back to it, got it up in the strike zone that time.
0-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. He backed it up with a high fastball. 98 miles an hour, and Jones is gone.
And 17th strikeout by Brewer pitching today. There's no way you're going to hit that. Letter high fastball at 97.
Rock, you always talk about pitching in pairs, and Axford did exactly that with those last 2 pitches.
Yeah.
High curve and a high fastball. Now 2 gone. Casey McGee at the plate. He was the last out Friday night. Axford struck him out, looking to end the game on Friday. Casey is hitless today after a 3-hit game yesterday.
That's the pitch that he got rung up on Friday night. That one maybe an inch lower than the strikeout pitch.
McGee says, see Jerry Lane, I told you that was a ball. The umpire who rung him up. There's a strike. Outside corner. 2-1. That was a big one for Axford. Gallardo with 14 Ks. K-Rod struck out 2. Axford has 1. Bouncing ball to Ricky Weeks. This should do it. And the ball game is over. The Brewers win as John Axford picks up the save. And the Brew Crew taking 2 out of 3 from the first place Pirates. Giovanni Gallardo, the winner, goes to 8-6. He was brilliant today. A career best 14 strikeouts. John Axford save number 16. Much more on this game. Craig Cashon standing by. What do you have coming up on Brewers Live, Gregor?
Well, I'll tell you what, Brian, there's lots to talk about in this victory here today. Outstanding pitching from Giovanni Gallardo. A key 6th inning offensively for Milwaukee. We'll break that down for you as well. We'll hear from Ron Renneke and the winners when we come back to Brewers Live.